Welcome to Tran wins Wartales. Let's go ahead and start a new game. And we get to pick what our initial starting team is. This will change throughout the game, but if you know me, I try to keep our people alive. I don't want to see innocents come to harm, nor do I want to see people who are loyal to our cause ever face anything more dangerous than a paper cut. Well, okay, they're going to get slashed in the face, but that's a pretty serious paper cut. We're going to go ahead and pick Princess Friends looking for an adventure. I've not played this before. I did spend about half an hour trying to walk around and make sure that I knew what the buttons were. We get starting companion, swordsman, archer, ranger, and brute. We have 30 influence. I don't know how good that is, but that sounds more valuable than, say, 150 gold. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Then we pick a bonus for our team. We can have a bonus of less fatigue, more experience, more constitution, critical damage, and experience gained by each profession. I am really caught between experience gained and critical damage. The problem with experience gain is that I have no way of knowing at this juncture, not having read extreme thorough guides or anything, I have no way of knowing if there's a level cap, and there probably is, or if not a level cap, there's probably diminishing returns. I'll talk about that once we get to one of the difficulty settings. So we're gonna go and pick excellent at slap games, I think. Maybe constitution. It really, this will help us kill faster, which will help with the grind. This will just make sure that our guys never get hurt in any serious capacity. All right, we'll do incredible resilience. Okay, this seems like the best debuff. So you have to pick a negative trait, and I think we'll go with this one. Our carrying capacity is reduced by 1 per person, or we can have people unhappy. We can have less critical hits. We can have more chances of getting encounters when we are resting, and we can lose a stat point. So yeah, I'm thinking we're just going to have carrying capacity reduced by 1. Okay, this is where we get to the difficulty sliders. Adaptive exploration is basically the thing I really don't like in games where it's level scaling. If we go to a newbie area and we're level 10, the enemies are also level 10. Region lock is where everything in the game already has a preset level, but guards will be adapted to your level. So even if you're, like, say, in level 2 zone and you are actually level 8, the guards in the area will be level 8 or 9 or 10 or something. However, there is one beef with this region locked exploration, which is people say that they're not getting enough experience points to get to the next level. They might get 50 experience points and they'll need, say, 8,000 to get to the next level. And I don't know everything about the game, so some of this information may be wrong, okay? But people have said that that one of the areas they're in is level 8, and then when they go to the next zone, it's level 12. And they have to fight enemies worth 50 experience points just to try to get to level 12. So we will do adaptive exploration. For the sake of the recording, we will do expert, but personally I try to avoid the grind and just go with novice, but we are recording. Survival difficulty is more about the economics of the game, so with the previous setting, we'll go expert. We have limited save mode. I think they should put free on the left side because this is the easy stuff, but limited save mode is probably what you should do if you're a hardcore player, not Iron Man or Iron Men. And I'll explain why in a second. Free is you can save at any point you want to. Limited is just you get one save, but you can use checkpoints all the time you want. The problem with Iron Men or Iron Man is this is a 1.0 release, or very near to it, and there are a number of people who have failed at a mission that they didn't expect would end their game permanently. It wasn't that they lost their crew or lost at a mission that they thought was important, but they'd be playing the game for, like, say, 3 in-game months, accidentally kill an animal, and then game over. It's gone. Their whole save file's gone. There's numerous posts on the Steam forums of people who have encountered this, and they feel it's unfair. I also think that sounds really, really bad for that to happen as well. I'm not saying it's right that happened to them. I'm just letting you know what people have posted. So I probably wouldn't do Iron Man, especially if the game has lots of coming soon features in its release version. That may mean that there's things that may bug you out and stop your game from continuing. So I probably would do limited or free. For the purposes of our recording, we will do free. That way I can go back in time and re-record certain segments. Maybe it was stuttering way too much on my computer, so the second pass around it moves smoother. Now we get to pick our characters. Alright. So we have Swordsman, Brute, Ranger, and Archer. Name. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Swordsman. I am not good with names. I know they already had a perfectly serviceable name, but I want to be able to tell them apart in battle. Also, while we're at it, we'll just give them... Oh, that's not very much clothing color. We'll give him blue for defensive. He's gonna, even though he doesn't have a shield on him right now, that's probably gonna be his role. Oh, there we go. We can pick a shield. The sword and shield gives 4 to 5 damage, or 5 damage to a cleave. Yeah, we'll just give him sword and board. As for utility, taunt, wrath, first aid. Okay, we'll have him do taunt so that he can engage with the enemy. We're gonna go Constitution. He's gonna be the one taking all the hits. Now, if I pick a second trait, I'll just pick Bloodthirsty for now just to show you. If I pick a second positive trait, then I need to pick a negative trait. If you could stomach one of these traits, such as food or gold, less experience, then yeah, go ahead and take another trait. How about carrying capacity? Well, that means that we have room to give him another trait. I'm assuming random here is randomly drawn out of this pool. Some games, so not very many, some games where if you pick a random option, you get extra bonus traits or something that is not normally selectable. I don't really know what 3% base guard is, but it probably is better than quick. While movement is, I'm sure, an important aspect of a turn-based tile-style game, that is a straight-up 1 point, whereas this is a percentage. So if later on in a game I have 50 points of guard, I get 3% of that. But later on in a game, if I have 50 points of move, now I have 51. So things that are percentage are generally a lot better. We can probably ignore the experience, both because of the cap and because if we're playing adaptive, getting more experience just means the enemy also levels up with us. So that's not really important. I don't know if I want critical hit or thick skin. We'll go with thick skin. So this is a totally defensive guy, and everybody's probably going to get carrying capacity low. All right, let's pick a nice face to go with this sword and board warrior. I like this super old dude. Make him kind of pale. Yeah, there we go. That looks nice. In Western media, old people are typically considered inferior. I'm not saying that in real life they are. I'm just saying in media they're inferior and they make way for the younger generation. In Eastern media, typically the guy who's old, he's old because he survived everything to get to that point, so he's actually super dangerous. I like that. That looks kind of cool. And his name is Swordsman. All right, next guy. Can you guess what his name's gonna be? Brute. Actually, I wonder if I could just roll his name so he gets a name starting with a B. We might do Earthrick? Maybe. We'll just go with Brute for now. Because Brute sounds very aggressive and I like to mix things up, just like I had the very, very old sword and board guy, you'd expect someone young and muscular. We're gonna make this a chick. So this girl's gonna be a Brute. Because the swordsman is using sword and board, we're actually going to make her a two-handed hammer. I like this. I like this a lot. He had a Princess Leia look. I'll go with that. No facial hair for her, unfortunately. And we're gonna give her red colors. Wait, I thought I named you Brute. I bet when your gender changed, you got a new name with it. Brutess? Maybe Brutess? I don't know. Ranger. Who's the other one? It's an archer. Let me think here. Should the archer be a guy or a girl? Let's make... Because this is an offensive unit who's a girl, we'll make this an offensive unit who is a girl as well. We'll go ahead and change this to a dude. It's gonna be a ranger. Yeah, I like that. I like that face. That's a very anti-ranger. Like, you would not expect... If you think of ranger as Legolas, fair-skinned elf who probably looks halfway like a chick, this is definitely not that. that I like that hair for him. Let's go with fiery red hair. Generally kind of implies that he's unable to keep himself calm, which, again, you think Rangers is this calm, tracking guy going to the floor and looking like they went this way. No, this guy's like just barely seething at the bit to tear up his enemies. And of course, we'll make him green. Name, Ranger. Oh, I didn't pick traits on the other person. You're gonna make everybody Constitution. You'll like it. I don't know if she'll get guard or not. Let's see if there's something else we could perhaps. Strength or critical hit. The issue is, Bloodthirsty sounds like it'll just add 3%. So if I had 10% critical hit, I now have 13%. If I had 100% critical hit, I have 103%. But Strong sounds like it has a multiplier against what I actually have for strength value. So if I had 10 points of strength, I now have probably 11 points of strength. 100 points of strength, I now have 105 points of strength. That's the way I'm thinking. I don't know if that's actually how it works. That's a big difference. One is basically adding my critical hit, and one is basically giving me a percentage of my existing strength points. Not that I know what the math of the game is, so maybe an extra point of strength does almost nothing. Oh, and she needs a utility as well. This actually might be handy in that this is a single target attack. So if, again, I've only played this game for like half an hour to make sure I knew what I was doing, and also, more importantly, to make sure that the audio is balanced. But if this attack makes her hit a wave in front, including friendlies, this could probably let me get away with attacking single targets next up. So maybe we'll go with Wrath. I kind of like that idea. All right, we'll do that. And we need a negative trait. It's gonna go with Loafer. Now, I might be really gimping myself here. Like, this might be an almost awful idea to get carrying capacity as a group and per individual down. I don't know. All right, for the Ranger, what are your... Oh, I can't change your starting weapon. Okay. You can dash. Let me see what the archers... Can I... No, tab does not work here. Tab is how you navigate between your characters in the actual game. So he has deftness and run. Okay, so we'll probably give him deftness, which gives him double attack range. That might come in handy. I want to keep my options open because I don't know what will happen, 20 hours into the game. So realistically, I need to think, do I want him to have first aid, which I'm not worried about the dying ally part, but being able to remove poison, bleeding, and burning might come in handy, because I don't currently have anybody who can do that. Do I want that, or do I want someone who can just move around the map freely? I'm going to go ahead and pick this one for now. I'm going to play it safe. And then we're going to... There it is. Broad. The picker-upper. Is that how it goes? What was the other one? Did I make strong for that one? Let me check to make sure. Yeah, we picked strong for that. A bit loafer here. And let's go ahead and give you some... Can we get different kinds of hair? Let's... I want more, like, Conan-esque hair, like hair that comes down to here. Okay. Oh, I didn't want that. Kind of looks like a brigand this way. Or we'll just do that. Facial hair. I want the most... There we go. That looks very unkept. Kind of like Wolverine. Clothing color, we're gonna pick red. Wait, do I already have red? What's your color was supposed to be? Blue, that's what it was supposed to be. And she's red, so you're gonna be green. I think I already had decided his clothing color. Now in XCOM, my sniper was blue. I color-coded basically the entire army. All snipers were blue. Maybe I should make my defensive warrior somebody else, like a different color. Orange? Kind of like a safety color for construction workers. There is no orange, though. There's brown. Yeah, let's do that. Orange was my heavy color in XCOM. Red was the assault. Green was support. Make this guy blue. There you go. Oh, it's gonna be a chick, too. Give her the name. 10 guesses. First 9 don't count. Ranger. Wait, no. It's Archer. Now, archers tend to be in media more older because they're wiser and not quite as have to be as rash. Making her look like she's some sort of a teenager, I kind of like the idea of that. Oh, no, previous hair was probably better for that. Yeah, we'll keep the. I think that was the original hair. We'll keep that. Okay, starting weapon, can't change it. Utility, that's deftness. Constitution. Probably nimble again. Anything else I would pick? Critical hit just for a change. Yeah, let's have one person go critical hit. Just for a change. And then of course low. Alright, now my favorite one. This one it was really funny. First, I'll just, I guess, probably pick Stocky or something. Yeah, Constitution, whatever. Constitution and... You get really... You know, assuming he attacks by strength, yeah. I don't know, can he have guard? Like, if he wears some sort of horse armor, does that make guard happen? Wish I knew. Alright, and then for when on my test party, just for the heck of it, I had picked the drunkard, which was kind of funny, but it was kind of annoying having to find mead or ale. So actually, we probably will give him nothing for a second trait. Oh, actually, is there anything that we could pick that wouldn't really get in our way? Blood-footed and lucky. Whatever. I think we'll just go with no extra trait for him. Did the game crash? Okay, there's just the audio just decided to load the next source. Here's this. Okay, we'll go with this one. And apparently, since the character's name is Pony, he's already ahead of the group. Okay, I think that's our group. We have Swordsman the Swordsman, Brute the Brute, Ranger the Ranger, and Archer the Archer. I'm really good at naming people, aren't I? Companions are off in search of adventure. After a few days of quietly traveling along, their only feat was not getting lost, and they have reached their destination. Here, surely, awaits some novel and exciting quest that will stir up the uneventful lives of bored apprentices. Adventure waits at the end of the road. For those who make it there alive, that is. So we need to make a save. And we're going to call this Adventures Begin. Ahoy! Ho! Adventures Ho! Alright. I want to immediately hit pause. I think the game's running even if it's if you don't hit that, even if you're just standing still. That being said, unfortunately, when you pause, there's no music playing. So you just have to hear my voice when we're doing this. But I don't want the game world to run while we're talking about stuff. So our inventory is basically by the party rather than by the person. I like that because I hate inventory management. I thought for a second he had a second shield on. He will eat 3 food a day. Each of these people will eat 3 food a day. We require a total of 18. So that probably, does this mean the pony eats 6? Apparently so. All right. As for wages, the pony does not require wages unless I were to pick pickpocket as his negative trait. Then he would require 3 for his wages. Characters can have a relationship between the other people. If LeBrute were to smash a teammate with the hammer by accident or on purpose because she's attacking a group, or the archer was to shoot somebody in the party, again friendly fire, maybe she missed, then that would lower their relationship points. Additionally, before we get moving, let's go and choose a profession. We only have this one profession right now, which will give us a basic 2% extra critical hit chance up to 5. When you are switching out of your sub profession, you lose any experience you've gained until that point. So, for example, right now she is at 0 out of 20, and she's currently level 1 called Novice. When she hits 20, she becomes an apprentice, I think. And then I think, again, I only tested the game. After she changes out of that, when she goes back to Tinkerer, she would still be an apprentice, but she'll have lost whatever points she's made since then. So that would be why you wouldn't want to keep switching people around. We're going to make everybody a Tinkerer because it's just a free 2% critical hit chance to everybody. See, everybody does start with different experience points for some reason. Don't quite know why. Unmade test characters. The last person also did have the most experience as well. Of course, Pony has 0 experience. Sad for both. We can also decide our carrying capacity, which is out of 71. We take a look at our aptitude points, and this is every time we get a level, I think, and I'm not entirely sure, I think you are randomly given choices and you can pick out of them. But we're going to pick a perk in the game that will allow us to actually just pick whatever we want at the price of some in-game money, which is called influence. Well, no, I'm sorry. There's in-game currency, and then there's some sort of ethereal idea called influence. Well, more on that when we get there. Our food is constituted of all these, so the amount of food that says we have enough for 2 days consumption or just 2 rests. I think we don't rest at all, we don't eat. That's not actually wholly correct. It's not 2 days, it's 2 rests worth. Medicine is used to recover from injuries. I think you get all of your hit points back after a successful battle. So if she were down to 10 hit points, all of this would recover. However, armor must be repaired. So it's kind of the opposite in this game. In other games, your material protective layer regenerates automatically, but your health does not. This game, it's your physical armor does need to be repaired, and your hit points or your actual life value, blood, just regenerates. That's what medicine is for. It's also worth about like 30 a piece. We can see here it costs 20 as a market value. But as an idea, I think when we go to a store to buy it, it probably run us about 30 gold. Raw materials, if we were to buy it, probably runs us about 5 gold. So that kind of gives you an idea of managing armor is cheaper than managing your lifeblood. Makes sense. See, I think that's about everything we need to cover. Oh, we also have our movement points here, so we can see that our melee characters have 10 movement and our archer has 6 movement. We'll probably work on increasing our movement as the game continues, but we'll likely, and this is the only one I see out of all of these attributes, while just quickly hovering over them, the only one that has some sort of perk is at willpower 15. Unit survives the first time, they should die in combat once per encounter. We're going to go for that. Again, you know that I typically try to play in such a way that nobody is ever in a position where we're going to lose them. With that all taken care of, let's go ahead and actually get on with it.